today's toy is this. It's the brand new 2016 Triumph Speed Triple R. Now at first glance it probably doesn't look massively different to the previous model, but I can tell you there's over 100 changes to this bike. So you can see for a start, a fly screen there, a little bit different. It's a lot smaller than the previous one. Now I don't know how, but trust me, that is more efficient than the other one. No idea how, but it is. The air just sort of whizzes over my head. Other changes, LED indicators. The tank's a bit smaller, it's down to about a 15 litre from a 17, which sounded a little bit concerning until I found out it's actually 8% more efficient than the previous bike. So you might lose a bit of volume, but you save it in efficiency. Seats also a lot narrower than the previous one, much narrower. In fact, the whole bike's been on a bit of a diet. It was a bit lardy before, and it's trimmed down. More power than the previous bike as well. This one's up to 140 brake horsepower from around about 133 on the previous model. Still got the single-sided swing arm, which I really like. This one's got the standard cans on, which make a lovely note, which I can show you now. So a lovely exhaust note. And I can also show you it's got a load of rider modes for the first time, so we can have a look at those now. So we've got road, we've got sport, which we've got track mode, which affects the ABS and the traction control. You've got rider mode, which lets you adjust your own one, and you've got rain mode, which limits the power down to 100 brake horsepower. Let's just turn that off a minute so you can hear me. So yeah, there's the road, the sport, the track, the rider, the rain. And it's also got 3-stage traction control as well for the first time, and obviously ABS as standard. So there you go. Anyway, you didn't look at this review to hear a bloke waffling on about a bike in a car park, and you want to know what it's like on the road, don't you? Yeah, so let's find out. So the seating positions, I actually feel quite upright, quite high at the back. It's not a particularly high seat. I think it's only an 825mm, but it feels fairly high. This is the R version, so you've got the stiffer springs at the back. Perhaps that's lifting you a little bit. The seat's definitely noticeably narrower than the previous Speedy. But that goes with the more slimline tank that it's got. I mean, the whole thing has definitely been given a bit of a diet. It's definitely slimmer all round, which I think adds to the kind of flickability, if you like. I love the exhaust note. It's got standard cans. You can get arrows aftermarket through Triumph, but this is just a standard one. And do you know what? If I own this bike, I'm not sure I'd even change it. I think this sounds fantastic just as it is. Very distinctive note if you've never ridden the Triumph. I've only had this bike for a couple of hours now on loan from Jack Lilly in Ashford, Middlesex, and I have had more attention of this bike than any other bike I've ever sat on, ever. I must have had, I don't know, 8-10 people, different sets of people come up to me today just to ask about the bike, to have a look at the bike. These are bikers, non-bikers, ex-bikers, you name it. Everyone wants to come over and have a look at this. So some are obviously intrigued about what it's like as the new model. Others just think it looks sexy. Seriously, I am not going to want to give this bike back. Riding position, you are forward a little bit more than the last model. I can definitely tell that. Doesn't hurt my arms or forearms though. I think it's just, if anything, it helps you cut through the wind a little bit better. And if you got 140 brake horsepower, trust me, you pick up speed pretty quick. Now this is the R model, so it's got the Olins and the Brembos, and the brakes are phenomenal. I mean, I've not used anything more than one finger as yet. This smaller tank and slimmer seat helps me grip with my legs a little bit better. The last one was a little bit like straddling a Swiss ball. This one's a bit better. Well, even in the wet, there's no problem with grip.